Today I'm going to stray a bit from the subject of language learning. The other day I made a video about the importance of being curious and the importance of continuing to learn and not only to challenge our race, but to learn new things and the evidence that that's very positive for us as we grow older, and really very positive at any age to be curious and to be constantly learning. And a number of comments were very positive towards me and, thanking me for what they consider to be an encouraging message. And people who were at, either 50 or 60 or 70 were saying, yes, thank you. And I'm the same way. And I'm learning, and then that's keeping me young. And I think all of that is positive. And I know a lot of people, we have only to look at the two likely presidential candidates in the United States. One is 77, the other is 80, to realize that older people are still very active and with a lot to contribute. But I also wanted to say that as a person who is obviously in the older category, that I think older people, in a way, may not always realize the extent to which we are indebted to younger people. It particularly came to light during the COVID pandemic, when younger people had to sacrifice for the older people. Younger people who tend to be more active, out more in restaurants or concerts or wherever, and they were forced to forego some of these activities or other restrictions which were imposed on all of society, even though it was really largely the vulnerable, not exclusively. Like, there were a lot of younger people who also got very ill and ended up in the hospital in the ICU and so forth, but overwhelmingly it was older people who suffered, and yet all of society, and in particular younger people, had to sacrifice. And when you then look at how many societies are structured today, I can only speak for Vancouver, but the cost of housing is out of sight. Younger people can't afford to buy homes. Older people, I think, statistically have more wealth than younger people, and yet in our society, seniors get a discount on public transit. The health system overwhelmingly looks after older people. And the younger people, of course, pay taxes, they work, and they support the older people. So older people, and of course, overwhelmingly, it's older people who vote more than younger people, which is kind of silly. Younger people should get out there and vote more. But, rather than me paying having a discount on the buses here, in a way, I should pay more. Because people of my generation are a bigger burden on the health system, maybe we should pay more into the health system. Now, obviously, you have people who are not well off in old age, and those people should get, assistance of some kind. But a lot of people my age are doing just fine. And so, in a way, they should be contributing more back into society. Even something like global warming. Overwhelmingly, scientists believe that we are going to have increasing difficulties. I know this is controversial to some. I'm not a scientist, but the vast majority of scientists believe that there will be predominantly negative economic impacts from climate change. And the older people are not going to be facing these difficulties, whereas the younger generation are. And so from any of these different points of view, it's fine to respect older people. Thank you very much for having, lived their lives and so forth. And traditionally, we respect people with white or gray hair, which is fine. And I think older people tend to be perhaps physically weaker or frailer, or can be. So I think they should be treated with respect. However, I think there should be some recognition that older people maybe should be in the tax system, or in the extent to which older people have a free ride in the health system, at least in countries like Canada, where we have basically a universal coverage system, that older people, I wouldn't mind paying I wouldn't call it wealthy seniors tax, but something that recognizes that I am taking out more, or potentially, if I were to get ill, well, I normally will at some point as I continue along here, we should be contributing more. and giving the younger generation a better break. So just some vague thoughts on that. I'm sure that'll stir up a hornet's nest of comment, and I can't say that I've thought these things through carefully, nor have I really researched this, but it's just a feeling that I had after seeing a lot of the positive comments about me talking about aging and learning and so forth. So I think seniors also should be contributing more to society than they already have through their lives. But even now at this stage, at my stage in life, I believe we should be contributing more. So there you have it.